Melty Blood, huh? So we got Grungrah versus Web.
Mm-hmm. It should be a pretty decent match. I've seen them play a few times recently. I believe in brackets for multi-regionals. Generally, it's been Web favored, but we've seen some really close sets from Grungrah as well.
That's good. That's good. Who's Grungrah playing now? Like, obviously, classic Wallachia player, but also plays a lot of different characters.
Oh yeah. Grungrah lately has basically just been going, okay, I'm going to play what I want in winners, then I switch to War for losers. So we've seen Grungrah on FMech, Simiako.
Yeah, I mean that makes sense.
Mhm.
So, will Grungrah be going all in on the Walla for this, or will we? Do you think we'll be seeing some mixing it up at this beginning of the set?
I think we'll probably see Wallachia out the door. If there's any mixing up, we might see the Grungrah F Nero later in the set.
Oh, that would be interesting. Because Webb is, of course, obviously a classic Nero player.
Mm-hmm. So then we'll see C versus F Nero, and Nero versus Nero matchups are extremely entertaining. Maybe not for the players, but certainly for the spectators.
You know, sometimes you just got a lot of deer going on, and nobody can exactly tell whose deer is whose. But one thing we do know is Dad.
Yep.
Okay, looks like they're in, so we should connect there.
Mm-hmm. So, let's see. I guess if I were to say any other things about the Wallachia and Nero matchup, probably one of the things that comes to mind first is just Wallachia has an unusually good time contesting Nero in neutral because giant buttons. Wallachia is like almost the designated big pokes character with huge cape JB, huge cape normals. Nero.
He's got some big moves.
Mm-hmm.
Like I think in a lot of people who are like not quite associated with Melty, but like kind of slightly follow it, think, oh, big normals. That's like Nero, Hime. But no, War's there too. War's got the big buttons.
Mm-hmm.
That's big buttons too.
Oh,
especially
absolutely.
while he's in the air.
Mm-hmm. You will see a whole lot of JB, and that is the horizontal cape normal. That will be everywhere all the time. Fantastic, fantastic button.
I'm just waiting for 2C to get dropped myself.
Mm-hmm. Meanwhile, Nero, sort of a zoning character. I hesitate to call him like a straight zoner, but like hybrid of a zoner and insurance-based character that still has moments. Oh, here we go. First hit straight off to.
Oh, that's a lot. So, I mean, yeah, we do have web advantage at the beginning. Getting them jailed there, even if you poke out, you still have to deal with an gear. If you don't have the option to jump cancel immediately to get out of there, then you're just going to be back in the pressure.
Oh, yeah. And this brings up another thing that will probably be important throughout the set. So you saw Wara do reversal heat there. Wara has an unusually good reversal heat. It's very, very big.
It is also very, very slow. So a character with like longer range can poke into it. I mean, it takes a while to recover and it takes a while to start up. I'm worried that if web can adjust, then the spacing can make it so that it's just going to whiff.
Mm-hmm.
Although it is quite big.
Yes.
It's very big.
It's also worth noting another reason you're going to see a lot of it is because it's by far Wara's best reversal option. His other options.
It doesn't really have a DP or anything.
Mm-hmm.
Meanwhile, Nero, of course, has the big claw, half pickleback C.
Mm-hmm.
Jump out does not work out in Web's, does not work out in Grungrah's favor.
So we just got some more neutral here.
I always love watching these characters dash around in the air, because both of them have gigantic pokes, but they hit in very different ways.
Yes, absolutely.
Oh, good pressure from both players there, but no conversions until Web gets in with the tech.
Double counter hit after that air tech. Now you need to come some space, but that's fireballs kind of a little bit.
Excellent evasion around the air fireball. That was a perfect way for Web to capitalize off of the general scenario. Ooh, very good defense. Just don't take any of that.
There was a whole lot going on there too, especially with the teleport to try and avoid.
Oh, unfortunately, Grungrah is not able to catch the tech, and the reversal cleans it out. Especially off of the forward tech, you do have a lot of time to catch it, but if you don't get the timing, then... Immediate pressure from Grungrah. Oh, good EX shield to jump out. Where are we going to go with this? Same situation, but follows it up to get in more pressure afterwards. Don't let them out. Right off the arc drive, what's the mix-up going to be? Oh, dashes through it. It was not meaty. Actually, is Nero's forward dash a reversal? But part of me wants to say it is.
It's in both frame 1. I do believe it's in both frame 1. And I think it has 2 frames of punishable recovery after the teleport.
Yeah, that sounds right. I was mixing it up in my head with like similar dashes in other games, like often gain their invulnerability on like frame 5.
Or something like.
But no, Nero's is very, very strong.
Oh yes. Although, that JB.
So just a commanding round from Grungrah. Excellent work. Like never really let Web out. Yeah, got a good adjustment. Grungrah getting a lot more comfortable with the pressure requirements here. Ooh, yes. This is a conversion that might be costly. Still has pressure, but does not get very aggressive heat to knock him into the corner and just get pressure right there.
Uses work summon, which normally costs 150 meter during heat, when the cost is what you have left. Understandable. Also very fast summon.
Good parries. Web was it really able to turn the situation around with the shield there? EX shield into jump is a very solid option for characters like this that do not traditionally have very fast reversal pokes. You can really interrupt the flow of what the opponent's doing, which has put us back into a neutral situation with both characters not strongly favored.
Counter.
Obviously, Nero had the deer out, but Lara is one of those, I mean, as we went over before, uniquely able to poke through the deer.
Yeah.
And just hang around it with all of the big cape normals. But Grungrah's gonna need to get something started here. And does, but can we... No, that's gonna need a timeout. Oh, very close game. Ooh, the lovely counter hit. Melty Blood counter hits, of course, being fully untechable no matter what it is. Even if it's just a jab, if you get counter hit, you are getting comboed.
Yep. All the way until you hit the ground in the air. It is super nasty.
Another good conversion. That one was techable, but it wasn't tech.
gets out, doesn't want to play around the zoo over there.
One of the interesting things about this game, of course, being that a lot of people in a lot of games are flowing towards not having to press buttons to tech. A lot of them are just hold the tech now. But Melty Blood has this weird dichotomy of pushing the tech versus reducing damage. So a lot of times you won't see people try and tech at every opportunity because it can throw off their timing and make them take extra damage.
In addition to that, there's also a slight dichotomy where sometimes if people are aware you're trying to reduce, they can bait you into bad techs.
Exactly. I mean, there's a lot of times where that's going to happen.
Very early heat. Dodges the pressure.
I think Grungrah was just like sort of disappointed with how the previous round had gone and wanted to just like say like, no, I'm getting immediate pressure.
That makes a lot of sense. Just
of course, them both being Seaman characters, they can get the meter back real fast. It's not a huge problem with heating at 100.
Yep. Already heating again, proving your point.
Oh, it does completely bait it, but doesn't get the punish timing. 2B, of course, being a fairly active move. Not Wara's most active, but generally a strong poke that leads to good stuff and is easy to work with.
Also hits all around Wara, including slightly behind, and has a small flash box too, I believe. Actually a big flash box.
Just a good move, and oh, good. Gets the safe jump there. You've seen a lot of times Wara will go into the air special. That does cause problems if you're trying to safe jump because you might land and get it, in which case you don't go through the reversal, but does block it there. Grungrah just using a great use. Grungrah just having great use of those summons in order to force in.
Yeah, Nanya summon especially useful as that straightforward vector that covers a lot of space while you go up in the air.
A lot of characters would really want to like jump over it in that situation, but that does cause some problems for Nero, whose big air pokes tend to hit more forward than down forward, with the exception of JB, but that can be kind of hard to apply at the angles where Wara might have it covered with the orb or any of Wara's excellent other anti-airs.
Yes.
Wara also very good at just jumping at you with jump A, so. And it's a bit scary. Sometimes you do just want to sit and block, even if your normals are not the fastest, like Nero's. So Grungrah, really getting momentum, has done a good job turning this around and adapting to what Webb was doing earlier. It's gonna be interesting if we can see the counter adaptation.
Yeah. Got some moves. EXD. Just nopes out of Bambi. Understandable. I would nope out of that too if I could.
Yeah, I mean it's never. I mean, the deer are always going to be oppressive, and you can definitely deal with them, but sometimes it's just, especially with the EX one, they just like, you don't want to be in a place where you can get counter hit by them while you're trying to do your stuff.
Probably going to see crows here, yep. Oh!
So that move is actually a reversal. You don't see that often because it's not great, but you know, sometimes it does cover what you need it to.
It's like so fast. I think it's guaranteed to come out and comes out like from 2.
Yeah. No, it does have the issue of like I say reversal, but I mean more in the sense of like forward Exabeast. Although that's not true anymore, is it? That's AC, not AC plus. Shows my age. The point is, even if you get hit, you can get advantage off of what comes after it, and it didn't work out in this situation, obviously, but Grungrah committing to using more and more options to try and develop ways around does get the punish this time. One of the benefits of War is very long range. Like, of the characters that have the long range, War is the character with the fastest buttons.
Yep.
And absolutely is using that to set the pace in this round. Just not letting them out. Oh, but the forward tech. The button to press the button to punish the forward tech was beaten by them teching past it.
To be anti-air counter hit. The crouch kick. The snail shell, if you will.
We all wish we had one of those. An interesting option there. Web playing with options to get out of that, but they've not been as effective now as before. And I'm not really exactly clear why, because there wasn't a reason why Web couldn't have poked out of that. After the shield, I mean. Not clear what that was going for. Making good use of the very wide burst there on the heat.
Yeah. Probably one of DX shield got shield was like, oh no. Didn't want to hold anything. Did he? Just nopes out of that setup there with the shield jump.
You do what you gotta do. Although it is a bit risky because if they don't shield there, they don't actually poke into it there. Like, the poke is to jail you into the crows, but if you just shield and they don't, then they can sweep you, and you're gonna get hit by all of that.
Oh yeah. And it's a free combo. The crows pop you up, makes it nice and easy to confirm.
Okay, I was wondering how Grungrah was gonna try and take this back. Now has the life advantage. Ooh, baits the burst, but does not punish it fast enough. So Nero's going to recover that health, and Grungrah is once again in range of being timed out, which does seem like it's going to happen.
Very close round there.
I love the Melty timeout game with Heat, and like more than any other game, seeing timeouts in this game is so hype every time.
Yeah. And every moon just has such interesting mechanics that play around timeouts. Way C has access to if you have 100 meter and it stops the clock. H needs to hit you enough and then they can stop the clock. F has the ability to charge meter and can instantly regain tons of life but cannot stop the clock.
Yeah.
And all these interactions are just fascinating to watch play out at the end.
Web, however, just answering all that back with, oh, you want to be pressuring me through all these rounds? Well, what if I never give you the chance?
Pretty much. Throw. I've been seeing a whole lot of throws from Grungrah this set, actually.
Not a lot of throws in general, really. And you honestly think, like, isn't that like the Wara classic dash up throw?
Yeah, dash up throw, Nania summon throw. So I've been playing it very conservatively.
I understand why, though, because like if you go for it, if it doesn't work out, then obviously you've lost pressure against Nero. Oh, I do see that a lot more throws came out than just the one. Grungrah really went all in on that. It's like, maybe my problem is I'm not throwing enough.
Yeah, and to be fair, that throw is also extra useful because it made him involve through the snake.
Yeah, of course. Any cinematic's gonna work that way, and they're all good for it.
got the insurance.
Oh, funny dear, make you want to jump into my biohazard.
Speaking of throws, does not get the full punish there, but it's still baited quite well.
Oh, does not get the punish off of that either. But big damage here. I mean, even though Nero has a lot of life, like this is still a reasonable momentum swing. And I think this might close it out. If we spend a bit of meter, yeah.
Yep. Gonna pulling it back some.
That's another thing that makes this game very different from a lot of games that people play, which is to say, essentially every other popular game right now. Well, Street Fighter. But there's no minimum damage on anything. Even supers. So when people use a super to finish something out, it's generally very calculated. And supers at the end of combos are generally used more for the position that they give after the combo, rather than for extra damage.
Yeah. Laura's case in point of that, actually, because that EX Pinwheel super is not normally used to tack on damage. It's normally used to get a hard down. That's better than the air throw down you're seeing.
Yeah, you get much more advantageous knockdown. As you see, after the air throw, you generally want to fall down with a normal, but there's like definitely ways to deal with that. Whereas like you just get to do whatever you want after the knockdown if you pinwheel them. But looks like this combo is going to take it for Web.
What's that point here? Ooh, the insurance.
Oh, the deer! I didn't even see it get summoned.
Opening up the coat, what you selling, what you buying. Kind of hit confirm though. So goes for Kato instead of following normal. So I guess at this point, I feel like I should mention, since we haven't talked about Laura's pressure a lot, like Laura's pressure is very heavy spacing. It's like, I have huge buttons, I want to space you out, sort of jail you in the way I feel like Ka is sort of famous for doing in Guilty Gear with his big limos.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's the thing of Laura's dash does not have great startup, but he got baited. Perfect spacing. As I was saying, you can poke into it, and because it is kind of slow, you can like fully retract your lim a lot of the time. And if the spacing is right, then you can just go right through it there.
GG's.
GG's.
Congrats to Web, or aka the Burning Moon, for taking that. Grungrah have been around a long time, and Web is a much newer player. So seeing that much growth from Web in the comparatively short amount of time that Web has been playing is quite impressive. Yeah,
I mean, so Web does have their own mini tourneys that they've been doing on like Sammy frequently for like a while, and it's really been an interesting time seeing Web grow.
Definitely one of the sort of a group of new players that has been grinding their hearts out. Like, I know we've had like Web, Inami, Almighty Assassin, who goes by Alma now, I believe. Like, these people sometimes grinding upwards of like 100k games in a year, coming out screamingly strong from their time in the hyperbolic time chamber.
I wish I had the stamina to do that kind of thing anymore.
I know what you mean. It's hard not to look at and be like, youth, even though I'm like 30.
It makes me. It's the sort of thing I wish I could always get on, but then if I think about how my circulatory system is, and I'm like, nah, I probably shouldn't. Yep. I still get to play in your events, though, don't I? Because you also host a lot of tournaments every week.
Oh yeah. running regional tournaments. Ooh. Yep. Running like regional multi tournaments on weekdays, doing East Coast, West Coast, Upper Midwest, Lower Midwest, and then an NA bracket to top it off. East Coast and West Coast is on Monday. Lower Midwest, which is like Texas and the surrounding area, is Tuesday. I have Upper Midwest on Wednesday, and then NA is on Thursday. Running those every week.
Yeah, before Rhea stepped in, there were not really that many people still interested in hosting stuff for the Midwest people, and especially for the Texas people who kind of got left out, like trying to be like, oh, do I want to try and join the West Coast and have people complain about it? We should really have our own events, and thanks to Rhea, they do.
It's been really nice, especially seeing like Texas Tim join in. It's been fun seeing Texas Tim's up work. That's a really fun character that you don't get to see very much.
What? Oh, sorry. Yeah. That's true. Sorry, my brain was unable to, like, heard like the first several letters of that. I was just like, Brazilian memes, Flora. No, different character.
No, that's fair. That's completely understandable. There were 4 of 5 letters there that were matching. Yep.
God, Melty Blood is such a good game. Oh, I'm so excited for Type Lumina.
Oh, yes. I want to see what Kimone has in store for us. Some of these mystery mechanics, like the moon gauge. I want to know what's up with that. What's it for? Reveal your secrets, Kimone. Is there anything that's sticking out that you're especially interested in seeing?
Have you seen literally every frame of animation in that game? It's so pretty. It's so pretty. There's so many frames of animation. This is what happens when you get a budget. This is what happens when Type Moon pays you.
Mm-hmm. Yo, are we in? We're in. So we got Deus and Counsel, F White Len, and H Len.
All the Lens, right?
Mm-hmm. H Len, just to give a quick character rundown, I suppose. H Len is basically known for probably being one of the most gorilla characters in the game. Just because he has these nasty air normals.
They're very interesting, to be sure. I think that, like, the funny angles on them are what's most interesting, and like you see the interesting flow on them as they like go into so many different things, and she can also like kind of jail you a bit. But then if Whitelin ever gets out, like F Whitelin is one of the most powerful zoners in this game, and does it in a very different way than the other zoning characters, who often play really ground-based. No, F Whitelin's like runaway, plus stuff's coming at you from all kinds of weird angles, and...
Ooh, we're about to see he regain some life. That's going to completely change this round. So that's what I mentioned closer to the end of the last exhibition with F Moon Heat. So you saw Deus go into max there and was able to cancel a normal, sort of like a Guilty Gear Roman cancel, Blaze Blue Rapid cancel, and when you do that in max, you go into Heat and regain all of your health instantly, which is incredible in timeout situations.
You also like recover what you're doing instantly. Yeah, like it. I guess you did mention Roman cancel, but it's interesting. Only F gets to do that.
Mm-hmm.
It's not quite as free as an RC or an FRC. Well, I guess it is about as free as an RC. It's specifically notable that you have to. I'm just sort of looking at how this is going. You have to make sure that you. I'm sorry. I'm just so invested in the fight here.
It's understandable. There was a lot of interesting zoning occurring.
Yeah, well,
Yep.
I did get one there. Yeah. Anytime you can EX cancel, you can initiative heat cancel. And you essentially get to do whatever you want out of that.
Yep. And so, in a lot of cases, you see a lot of F-Moon players trying to basically plan their meter spend across all rounds to ensure they can enter max at a good time. Which is a huge part of...
A lot of... As an F-Moon, as a person who plays an F-Moon character myself, it's interesting how, you have to not only try and gain meter at certain times, but you want to shed meter if you're not going to be able to make the best out of max. Because, I mean, Crescent Moon goes down to 200. They get like free supers going into max. Not F-Moon. They go down to 100, and it's really you want to be able to use them the best you can.
So very often, if you see an F-Moon start the round at like 270 plus, they will immediately try to burn meter. They just do not want to hit max early when there's no life to regain. And it can mess up their meter economy for the whole round.
Yeah, in a lot of cases, the characters who have the ability to play more defensively may, if they see the opponent is backing off, they may want to even just whiff shield just to lose some meter quickly, but not as much as a super would drop.
Absolutely. Seeing some more fireball zoning here. The ice mat is a very interesting tool.
Oh no, my caster crashed.
It's more ice meaties. Other fireball taps. But yeah, the way the ice mat works basically is it's a sort of hitbox that activates on collision. If you have any landing recovery, you will basically get hit by the ice mat when you land. And so part of F-White Lens zoning kit is she can put the ice mat down, sort of threaten you landing around her, and then maneuver around it, try and make it dangerous for you to come towards her because of the ice mat.
It's interesting because so most styles, there is a disparity in landing recovery. C and H, if they do a move, they're going to have 3 frames of landing recovery and can at the very least get jailed by the ice mat. Whereas F only has 1 frame of landing recovery and doesn't have to care as much about having the mat be thrown around them. But of course, we're not seeing a match of FBF, we're seeing FBH.
Yeah. It is worth noting the last frame of those 2 recovery numbers given is blockable, so F can just land the block, will never get hit by the mat if they have recovered.
That's one thing we should mention. Because of one of the Melty system mechanics is transition frames between states. There is generally 1 frame of forced neutral between states, but you can block in that.
So that twirl there is sort of like a teleport similar to the one you saw Nero using before. It's invuln for a good 30 frames, and then has a little bit of punishable recovery. No hitbox on it at all, but it can be used to get out of certain setups like you saw there.
You really gotta pay attention to it to know exactly how to get around it. It gets out of a lot of funny setups. Oh, nice timeout. I wasn't sure we were going to see that. Deus being very comfortable with the timeout, being a zoning character.
F-White Lens.
F-White Lens does not have a huge damage output like Nero does, so you see that a lot more often.
This is really interesting too. The last time I saw these two play, Counsel was looking a decent amount more dominant, especially presenting a couple of answers that Deus wasn't comfortable with yet, especially to like Fireball after Air Throw knockdown. Counsel was shielding a lot, and it seems like most of that has been sorted out in the time intervening.
I mean, Deus has gotten a lot of cool tech developed too. Deus, of course, playing in all the. I don't know if I should say. Of course, Deus plays in a lot in the brackets that I play in for weeklies. So I have quite a bit of experience against this, and yeah, it's always very interesting. Deus is always innovating and improving their play.
I definitely think of one thing when Deus just found out, like, Deus was like, hey, did you know that this character's twirl, you can just like jump out of it in the middle of it?
Okay, not the twirl we've been talking about on defense. We're talking about the twirl into the kick. You don't actually have to do the kick. You can jump cancel it on whiff before that's even happened.
And we've been playing this game like 10 years.
It's not documented. What the heck? Or it wasn't documented.
Just one day, this dude's like, "Hey, have you heard about this cool thing about our character?"
I mean, when you have 93 characters, sometimes things just go under the radar for checks notes 10 years.
Counsel taking a beating right now. The exact inverse of how it went the last time I saw this set.
It just seems like, oh, well, as I was saying, you can't get anything going. Gets it here.
Yeah. So now we actually get a little bit of a chance to talk about H-line offense. Or do we?
That's very interesting. He's doing a good job with it, but I mean, if you can't really pin Whiteland down, then there's not really that much you can do.
H-line does have a pretty solid Okazeme game once she gets going. There's a little bit of guesswork involved for her, but it's not exactly too big of a problem.
If you just let yourself block that projectile super, then it's funny how Whiteland is just like, oh, were you somewhere? Actually, mysteriously, I'm doing pressure now. Dang, DP coming out. Call it a DP. It's a DP mode. It's similar to H Whitelands, but I mean, it's just an escape tail in the air, and it just hits behind you, and it's what? Catches people jumping. They get a funny jail attempt.
Wow. This is actually, like, vicious. Counsel is genuinely, like, top 2, top 3 player constantly in net play brackets. And Deus is just, like, waxing Counsel right now.
Yeah, I mean, they often play in different regions, so it's interesting to see that match up like this, you know. But no, this is kind of a slaughter, isn't it?
Yeah,
oh my gosh, and you get the counter hit on the... it didn't lead to that much, but you have to think, Counsel's having a really difficult time getting through this.
To be fair, though, Melty Blood is such a momentum-heavy game that it kind of goes like this some days, where it's like, I will win 4 in a row, and then you'll win 4.
That definitely is true, especially as like there's so many different options. Exploring your options set can lead to a lot of losses in a row that turn into wins later. But we see that here. Counsel was able to just navigate through everything, like avoided getting locked down for extended periods and found a way out. But right now they're back in the jail.
Cat combo. Goes for a reset attempt, punished on that, it looks like.
Oh, gets the funny jabs. I don't actually feel like that's ever actually worth doing. It's very, very funny when you do it, but like the cat walking you back into the jabs is like not. It's funny to do on pressure, but it's not good combo material. But I think Counsel kind of just wants to do it like down enough that he's like, you want to have a good time, and it's very funny. However, this does mean that Deus is insignificant advantage, even with all that Counsel is doing to bring this back here.
Alright, we're going to see Deus in her max now. Note that you cannot burst in this game if there was a throw in the combo earlier.
That is true. Not just a throw, any sort of hit grab or cinematic will jail them for the whole time.
Deus is on set point now. This is like... This is nasty.
It is. Both players at 0 meter, so they won't be able to have Deus easily get out of stuff with the reversal, or be able to force pressure immediately.
Overall, I think no meter is much better for H-Len than it is for White-Len. White-Len really requires meter to get pressure resets and things like that in this moon.
Yeah, but we have 100 now, so will we be used for a reversal, for a pressure reset? What's gonna happen?
Oh, double overhead takes it. That was a slaughter.
Well, that sort of thing does happen.
Dang, last time I saw them play, Counsel just was presenting answers left and right, and Deus wasn't sure what to do. Deus did his homework.
Absolutely true.
I just want to be clear with you, by the way. F. White-Len is like an honest mid-tier character. Genuinely honest. Like, those basketballs, they're great. They don't persist if she's hit.
It's so funny that, like, consistent top 3 in... So in Rhea's brackets, in Rhea's West Coast brackets, the consistent top 3 are, yes, there's my F. Hime, but there's also Mech Hisui and White-Len, F. White-Len, and it's... Yo, these characters are actually, like, pretty good.
They're just, like, nice, honest, lower mid-tier zoners, and Akimi and Deus happen to be very good at piloting.
I think Crescent Mech is probably closer, more like high mid than, but
tier list in this game is quibbles once you get past like top 5 and like bottom 5. Everywhere in between that, you try and have a conversation, you'll have disagreements. It's actually kind of incredible how unsettled the tier list is.
I mean, honestly, even top 4, I mean, you see people like... I'm just gonna say it. I think that Crescent Arc and, to a lesser extent, Crescent Kohaku are better than Roa and Hime.
I mean, that definitely, well, when I think about it, it's like the other person to famously have like at least half of that take is Scraw. So it's not like you're in terrible company, game knowledge-wise.
Which is not to say those characters aren't ridiculous, especially by comparison to like what the low tier cast can do. But just our Arc and Kohaku are just really, really good. And I mean, a lot of characters can compete even with them. But yeah. So next up is going to be Under Night. We got Fox and Jushichi on the mic. I don't actually have anything I want to show myself, but
no, I'm good. I'm just here to shill incoming good Under Night.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh, so I guess we should head out. I hope everybody had a great time watching, and I hope that the Undernight sets are just as good.
Thank you. Have a good night, guys.
Have a great night, everybody.
Option. Network.
A new sacrifice comes to you.
Good evening, everyone. I am Sugoi Factory's Jushichi alongside.
This is Fox over here. What's up, everyone?
Yep, and together we are going to bring you the uni section of the Pange Bataille. First up, we have Ruric versus Knots. And I mean, a lot of the uni players are probably familiar with both of these players, but Ruric, in case you didn't know him before the pandemic, he's been running a lot of the Washington events online. In fact, they just did their intermediate event just before this. Knots people might be a little bit more familiar with. Wagner, that did really well at Anime Ascension 2020, I believe. Is that correct?
Yes.
Yep. I think they got either 9th or 13th at that event. I don't exactly recall. But this is a matchup of high-powered characters. Yuzu, arguably one of the best characters in the game. Wagner maybe has fallen off a little bit, but she still has her explosive offense with the VO setups into throw mix and things like that. I think we are definitely going to be in for quite a show today.
Because I know a lot of people were just like, some people were just like, man, who are these players I haven't heard of? You know, essentially the West Coast based players, Washington / SoCal. And it's good for people to see other regions other than like Midwest, East Coast, because that's where all the tournaments are centered around because net play restrictions. But as long as we can get proper connections, we could try to get more of the showcase out there as well.
Yep, definitely looking forward to it. I haven't really had the chance to watch too much of the Wednesday Night Fights events. Something tells me that Knots has run a couple things as well, but unfortunately I'm not as familiar with the West Coast as I am with the East and Midwest and so on. But without further ado, I think we can start to get into it. Oh wait, hold on. Somebody ended up dropping out. There we go.
Okay.
Get Jushichi Jr. back in there. The lore behind that is Ruric has been picking up Akatsuki, and I've kind of been coaching him through a couple things, so he's been calling himself that for whatever reason.
Does he have the clean confirms?
He's getting there. He's definitely getting there. But I know he has clean confirms for Yuzu, who we will see in this set rather than Akatsuki.
Alright, so what can most people expect out of this matchup since it's Wagner versus Yuzu? And I know a lot of people are just like, oh, well, Wagner, she's just going to drill to get in and 2-2-C.
Well, I think it's going to be difficult for her to drill in initially because Yuzu will probably be up back in the air. Typical, yeah, backdash, yeah, there we go. Backdash install gets obliterated because Ruric was ready for that. So that's an important interaction. We're going to see how frequently Knots is going to get to installs compared to Ruric, who's trying to deny that as much as possible.
Alright, so Ruric has cycle. He's just chilling.
Oh, okay, micro dash, but going to lose the cycle. Now we have Knots' potential turn. Gonna see how they're going to get in. Falling JB stops that attempt this time. There we go, we got our installs, so now it's time. It's party time until we teleport out of there. Slight delay issues on the E-turn does not allow Ruric to combo, but we walked right in with the 5A. Now it's actually party time. No strip this time, surprisingly.
Oh, he committed too much to that block string, gets shielded. Ruric gets a cycle again. Oh my god!
What did he hit there?
Oh, I think a 2A. Yeah, it's 2A. I have inputs on, so I saw 2A.
So again, I think typically, yeah, that was a good tech on the throw. Knots was committing to shield, so Ruric wanted to make a play to win that first cycle. Unfortunately, it didn't work out. So we have Knots' offense, good shielding, tried to fuzzy jump but got hit. VL gets him out.
So let's see if Ruric decides to either spend some. He's probably gonna spend some meter because as I say that, sword buff. Dash with 2C to catch any backdash. Hey, grid thrust.
Yeah. Oh, that green shield was already going to allow him to get access to the cycle, but the assault guarantees it. Almost whiff punishes the 2A too. We talked a little bit before the broadcast started. Ruric actually tends to favor the short slashes, the Sticks X series. We've seen that a lot so far in this first game.
I guess Knox is favoring more of the 236A drill series. Anytime there's like a break in action, oh god, Assault from C-Charge.
Ooh. I wonder, 2B came out from Ruric. I wonder what he was looking for there. You know, dash C round start, but the Yuzu walk back ends up dodging that. We got another start, a fast start from Ruric.
TRM. Oh, I guess it's through him, right?
Yeah, I think that threw the normal before it came out. Double H-Rin? Yeah. Hard knockdown. Oh, but we just 6-6C out here.
Does it get the side swap? It's okay.
Yeah, I think that's a new route. I want to say that I saw one of the East Coast Wagners talking about that in the channel.
Oh, the 6C side swap into the corner?
Yeah. She can get it off of 2A. It's like a relatively new addition.
Alright. Oh god, alright.
Yeah, there it is. So, as strong as Ruric started, we're actually looking toward the end of this game going to Knots. Short slash gets called out, and then Green Shield seals the fate of Ruric in game 1. I mean, we saw a really strong start from Ruric. There are a lot of kind of drops that ended up allowing Knots to play more frequently than maybe they deserved to play in that first game.
Mm-hmm. And there's like 1 or 2 scramble situations which honestly Wagner favors highly because 5B, 6B exists, and anytime a clean hit occurs off of those, like there, she'll get the buff, yep, sword buff. Slow 2As to see if there's any green shields.
Oh my god!
Oh, he did overhead to probably catch, you know, dash block.
Dash block, yeah. Getting stripped, so your hard-earned cycle is now not here. So what are you gonna do? Yeah, cycle's definitely gonna go to Knots here. So now you have to worry about Yeet coming in. Oh. No delay DP. Deep dash 2A actually calling out an option.
Most likely backdash, but Rurik's kind of in an okay spot. Oh.
Oh, needed that pickup. This is still basically like a DP. Oh my god, what a whiff punish!
Alright.
Spin some meter on this one.
He'll keep the cycle. Oh, there's a green shield.
Yeah. He's making sure oh my god! He's making sure definitely to call out the low smashing from Knots. He got called out on 6-6C before.
Oh! What is that option?
So that is that's Wagner's stomp. I think it's like 2 AD.
Yes, it's 2 AD. So I don't know if he's trying to do like 2A shield, or if he's just actually trying to get stomp on that option there.
So I think the chat has basically determined that he's messing up 3 CAD, and you can have, you know, 2A come out after that too if you'd so like. Far confirmed, not quite there. We got BDP.
Oh, 2B hits, max hits confirmed.
Oh, what a fantastic mash. Yeah, VO.
Hey, nice.
Next slash. So this is going to be some fair damage. Yuzu usually doesn't do a whole lot on her throws, but I guess he was trying to leverage the threat of an IW ender there. Unfortunately, going to lose all of his meter in this round as Knots puts himself back to go up 2-1 potentially, or 2-0. Excuse me.
Oh, all right. Knots did backdash 236A, trying to bait out any options to stop install. But okay.
Teleport low. Nice start. So now he's going to maintain this position. Good shielding from Knots.
Oh, assault. Oh, it gets tagged by 2B. Probably trying to do a delay 2A.
Yeah, I have to think so. So Ruric is actually trying to maintain a threatening. There we go. That should be it for it. Perfect. Never mind. What I'm noticing so far from Ruric actually is he's maintaining a position slightly outside of like Wagner's C ranges, where normally you would maybe think that Yuzu wants to space herself out further to guarantee like far slashes being at their most effective. But what that does is allows the opponent to shield more liberally. And so I think his movement is trying to call out early shields. We saw with a dash throw attempt earlier too. So we'll see how Knots adjusts to that.
His round start was just run forward.
Oop.
Oh, combo? Alright, Knots is looking to try to shield something to win the cycle, but a bunch of green shields doesn't pay off.
It's also, just from playing Ruric myself, it's pretty difficult to shield the 6x series. Nice 3 CAD that time.
I see,
We got 5 CAD that time. Dragon Ball Z confirm. Oh no! I wonder. So Ruric was going to opt for damage by using Force Function in that sense.
Ooh. See, overhead blocked. Cycle
Oh, but he held down at the last second. No strip. Okay. Letting Yuzu live with the resources. Tech. So she should basically be able to get out. Yep.
Oh. Alright, now let's get the cycle back. He still has both buffs. DP. Oh,
Nice. Very good teleport and got called out for trying to take a buff.
That was kind of greedy.
IW maybe? EX slash. There we go. So last cycle, yeah, Knots was definitely trying to guarantee themselves the last cycle.
Hey.
Something to pay attention to at home. Around 17 seconds on the clock, you're fighting for the last cycle of the round. To block on the overhead.
Ooh. Successful shield into VO.
Deep dash got the call out, yeah. Yep. When your shield broken also, your 1 AD comes out as 1A, since the shield is not possible. So I'm pretty sure they didn't catch 2 CAD. Oh my god! Trades with the IA trade was fine.
Hey,
Good call out.
oh, he doesn't get the knockdown, but he should win this. It doesn't matter because after the CS, he gets smashed on.
Yep. Yuzu can't kill, so Knots has another chance. What is he gonna do with this cycle?
Ooh, good wait. No confirm after the 2A. Edge 236A again. Hey! Delay us off to blow up the stagger 2A. Invalid combos, gotta hold down buttons attack. And you can see Knots just like slowly trying to get Ruric to commit to a jump or slow button.
Went with the low on the CS that time. Oh my goodness, that's so minus! But Ruric wasn't ready.
There's the CS. Woo.
You have to be very, very careful. Cut the trade.
Oh, that was 214A, not 214B.
Yeah.
Alright, so Knots has like half the grid bars already.
Oh my god, what a fantastic 5C anti-air. Concentration should have gotten him the cycle, but he decided to jump in this time.
Alright, CS. And you can see now. Oh! And the teleport was so fast, and the elbow overhead.
Spin one probably? No. Oh, 2B no cancel. This almost certainly has the meter behind it, right? Yep. Teleport out. Ooh! And we are busting out. I'm tired of being in this corner.
Alright, has sword buff, 2B. It was right in range to get hit. CS, no DP.
It's not a particularly great reversal, but it served its purpose there. Decided to go into the corner, and now we saw Ruric paying for it.
Throw? Throw? Oh my god. Just looking at each other.
Oh my god. Even Ruric wasn't sure.
Good block. Just look at.
Oh, this might be it. I don't know why we had to concentrate here. It's almost certain that Ruric, or excuse me, Knots was. Oh my god! Not going to win that cycle.
Is he gonna get 100 meter? No. Drops the combo.
Just barely. I think by the end of it, Knots was going to get to the 100, and that would have been the difference. That stinks.
It was looking
Right.
really close to at the end there because I think it was like at 85%, and he needed dash C to hit. And I think
Yeah.
your extension off that's like 236? 236A?
Yeah, I don't recall if they had a sword buff or not.
I don't think so. Alright, we gotta shake that off because, you know, because Knots has been doing a really good job of.
Ooh, there's the cat coming out this time. Though, even still, Ruric is going to get the first cycle. You can't strip him off of this.
Oh,
We are mashing. Time to wake up.
yeah, because now the mind game is, are you just going to bait out my immediate assault, or are you just going to wait for me to do a slow bite? Well, I'm just going to do this two-way while you try to walk up to me. Alright, 5B needy. Ruric's doing a good job of being...
Oh, the fuzzy dash block to get over, or get under it rather. Very good awareness from Ruric, and that's a fair amount of damage on that.
Keep scoring positioning. Oh, green shields. Oh,
Ruric being particularly cautious of low poke options from Wagner. Bites you. Yeah.
should be the in the meter. Oh no.
Still ended up working out with the falling JC combo.
Oh, it's immediate party time. 4-0. Oh, green shield. Alright, so Knots is gonna win this cycle. Doesn't spend the sword buff.
It's still possible for him to lose it. Yeah, just like that. And we are out of here. Yep, the green shield guarantees that Ruric wins the cycle. Got a new good start. Yep. Ooh, almost 4K on that one.
Alright, so Knots is trying to bust out with dash C there.
Yeah, that was a very smart up back there after the 2B. 2B point milks out the green shield, and so does the up back JC. J60, excuse me.
Knots needs to be careful because he's... Okay, he has a cycle, doesn't want to shield any extra that he needs to. What?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's an OS where you use, 236, and if they teleport a certain way, you can catch. Oh!
Oh no, 6v1 hit but goes for the overhead.
Yes. No CSIW? Interesting.
He might have been trying to input IW and he failed it. Up, party time again, round start.
Very good shielding from Ruric though. Challenging again.
Throw? Oh,
Very good tech.
alright, Knots is being careful not to... Okay, there we go. Shield too much again. He's staying close to the mid-range where he wants to poke with 5e.
I really like the positioning from Ruric, and for the most part, Knots is not really biting on these implied threats. We're gonna see the poke out. Yeah, we're gonna try to blow up the poke. Ruric going to that well early and often. Please don't dash low me, and definitely do not take a buff there. That should be it, assuming that... Yep, we catch it out. Wagner health got improved, but she shouldn't live through that. And that's Ruric 3-1 currently. Yep. So Ruric putting Knots in some really uncomfortable situations where, busts out with 5C, or not 5C, 5B, and low pokes are just getting obliterated by the up back chain series here.
Right. Because a lot of people should, I think at intermediate level play, oh my god, most users would try to do a full jump like Ruric did there, but then the other times he's at like that height.
Yep.
And that's hard to call out because some of your standing normals don't hit her from there, and she just wins automatically.
Yeah. I think 5C is fantastic high shield. 5C is maybe the thing that Knots is going to want to shift to. Unfortunately, that can still get air backdash. You still have to show that you're going to try to do it though, I feel like. Yeah, so we got those short slashes again. Yeah, giving up the cycle. Ooh. Oh my god, 5A, the extended hurt box, did not go high.
Oh,
Fuzzy jump. getting himself out of that situation, and Knox is kind of looking like they are at a loss of what to do here. There we go.
It's 23 seconds left on the clock though, so Ruric can kind of play it slow. Whew, he took that real fast. Yeah, Ruric doesn't have to do anything crazy here. He can just down back for a while.
That's 2 throws. Okay, Knox went for a more explosive kind of deal. Yeah, even that's not going to do it. So Ruric being smart and holding down back. The IC1 strategy, as coined by Wind God Dude and Gosuda. So, control basically of the cycle in Nox's favor, but the green shield whiff gives it right back to Ruric. And some meter on that. Reset positioning.
Oh my
There
God.
we go. 3-cap finally calling up the up back, but gets obliterated by slashes.
You see, Knox tried to get the preemptive sniper again, but it doesn't hit.
Ruric really, I think, very comfortable in central here. Yep, teleport. You're not going to be able to do that, and that ends game 5.
Ruric up a
Even
clean.
even if you see the cheating mist, the cheater mist, it does not necessarily matter for Yuzu. She might be getting out of there.
Oh right, it still counts. It counts as an action that's not necessarily like a normal, right?
Yep. That was a good dash block, but he still crouched that, so Yuzu was plus. You cannot press there. Dragon Ball Z confirm. Whoops. I feel like maybe that was supposed to be J2C. But good bust out. We're probably going... that was an attempt, I'm pretty sure, at the side switch, but it didn't end up working out.
I don't think it mattered. Oh, he gets a 5-8 air hit. Alright. Shouldn't need to spend. Oh god.
We're trying to accelerate, and here we go. 1, 2. And get mashed, yeah. VO this time. I don't want you to have CS. It does not matter if you win the next cycle. I guess it does. Or, it still didn't matter.
Alright, so Knox is being a little bit more aggressive because it looked like he was trying to have a game plan of play a little bit more passive, shield more, do dash blocking, where the first 2 games went better for him because he was able to just be more aggressive. Yo, oh boy.
That definitely seems to be the win con for Knox. He hasn't had too much luck playing the neutral game against Ruric, but that's a fantastic start. You are in guess for game scenario.
Yes.
Oh, that still caught the dash. Yeah, he tried to dash under and still got caught.
Oh, because he didn't clear the charge jump B.
Yeah, jump B actually hits a little bit behind her too, so that was a good adjustment from Knox, putting himself on the board. That was very, very, very smart. We're moving up in layers.
I don't know. It's 4-2. I think you needed to be on that layer like 3 games ago.
Hey, it's still Wagner, so we do know, like, if she touches you, that could be the story. Yeah. So now we're seeing Knox challenge that space a little bit more with dash blocking and etc. Yeah. Ruric deciding to take the cycle. Good shields. Oh, stop and go. Still not your turn to move, though. Yeah, no meter spent. Gonna save it just in case you need to strip or VO. There's the high. First high we've seen. This is dangerous. Ruric can still make his stuff safe. Oh! 5C was a little too slow.
Alright, sword buff. Oh!
That's cheap. I hate that.
Yeah, because usually Wagner's follow up dash C with something, but there it was just empty and got the green shield.
And if you decide to mash on that, because it is minus, you get to save CS for that scenario where it's like, okay, I'm just gonna DP or whatever if you decide to mash out there. Oh my goodness.
That teleport almost got clipped by dash C. Hey, alright. Takes his turn back with 2A. So Ruric is going to get this cycle.
Ruric with the higher damage confirmed with the Force Function A because he thought he was going to win the cycle. Oh, there we go. From downtown.
Probably didn't get the spot dodge in time.
It's still pretty hard. That moves like, what, 7 frames?
Is it?
I believe so. It's either 7 or not. Excuse me. Good shield.
Knots is back in again. Waiting to see how. Okay, there's a shield.
So Ruric is engaged after the cycle.
Hey, there it is again. Oh, that piece doesn't hit.
There we go. Nice shield on the 2A. This should allow him to concentrate a little bit for the cycle 2. Tried to catch the backdash, but not stayed patient. I believe that's another 2-6B call out.
Ooh. Probably gonna see us around here because it's about to lose the cycle. There it is. Goes low. Ooh.
So Ruric has to do something. You have to do something, Ruric. Oh, that was cheap. Yeah, guarantees themselves the round and keeps the meter. I probably got hit by that too.
I definitely got hit because most people in that situation think it's okay to walk back and or stand up, and then you get clipped by the low there. So
yeah, I thought maybe Yaitrin was going to go into a mix-up scenario, but in theory it was a mix-up. DP. Back. So I think Ruric has kind of given up on the cycle. Yeah.
Hey, 2-6 again. Looking for him into the corner. Oh god.
Acceleration. It doesn't matter if you, that tech saved his round. And he can still lose it at any point. There it is.
I thought he was going to do empty 2-2C there, just to keep himself safe, but it's fine.
I'm gonna wait. Are we gonna concentrate? Oh, trade! So what is the ender here? Probably spin 1, EX slashes. 22 seconds. The last cycle is about to be in play, and so far it looks like it's Ruric. Oh my god. CVO might be able to kill. He dropped it. CVO was going to kill. We are going to timer him. It does not matter. You do not get to do anything. And Ruric takes it 5-2. Knots got hit. I think he understood, like, oh fuck, I am going to not play for the last 2 seconds here.
Right. Because he didn't recognize that how much time was left. I think he was just trying to get the win on the round. But then once that last situation happened, he should have realized all he needed to do was probably maintain distance on the screen where Yuzu couldn't just teleport behind him. So Ruric's aggression was working out for him like towards the end of the set, but then those small errors of combo drops occurred, and then you could see Ruric just being like, oh okay, I could just get out, it's my turn now.
So with that said, and that fantastic 5-2 set, we're going to prepare to move on to the final set of the evening. This will be Gosuda playing Seth instead of his potential like kind of namesake character of Chaos, versus Foxov, who is not really playing his namesake either, although he has certainly established how strong his Landrakia is at this point.
Right, because I know a lot during, I think somewhere during the start of the pandemic, a lot of people started using different characters than they would use in the tournament setting or even most casual settings, because we're not doing much of anything, so the time to explore has been really good for a lot of members of the community. And one of those members being Foxup, I think a lot of people were just like, what does this character do? He just kind of like has far-reaching normals, amongst the unicast, but then a lot of people couldn't really grasp his tool set. And it looked like Foxup was just like, all right, I'm going to do it myself. I'll learn how this character works.
Yeah. I think the pandemic, if you've decided to continue to play Uni, because, netcode stuff understood, it's a little difficult to maybe motivate yourself to play. I feel like a lot of players have picked up a lot of subs. Like I know Knots himself like plays some Byakuya, I think. I still play more Orie here. I know Gosuda, like there's some sets of me playing against his Yuzu, which was really strong as well. So it's not too surprising. I mean, we basically got a new version and then pandemic hit, so people have been exploring it in its own way. Like this version is only like a year and some change old.
Yes.
Even though maybe it feels like it's been longer than that. But I don't know. Unless you have anything else to add, I think we can kind of transition straight into gameplay here.
No, I think we could just go right ahead because I'm pretty sure they don't want to get ice for any longer.
Yep. So we are going to have Wind God Dude on player one side. Excuse me, Wind God Suda, Gosuda on player one side versus Foxov on player two. Oh, this is a color I don't remember Gosuda playing, so this might be particularly unique for this one.
Alright. So, I actually don't know how this matchup goes purely on the strength of that there's only like 2 Londrekias I know of, and one of them being Foxov, and I don't see him play that often.
From what I understand, like I talked to Fox in a call for like 4 hours about Londrekia and Londrekia matchups. We're probably going to see a lot of 2-1-4B against dive and blink patterns for the most part. So first hit goes to the though. Yep, stands up to block the overhead. Oh,
whoops! I don't think that was supposed to be an orb set, but it's fine since Foxov was being really defensive there.
That was a fantastic backstep, and now Foxov gets to work in the corner. So that was a lot of time where Gosuda kind of controlled the initiative, and now he is not in the lead anymore. Good block on the overhead.
See, Foxov just, woo, he was waiting for Gosuda to probably try to shield something, jump out, but then once he backdashed, Gosuda was like, alright, I guess it's my turn now. Orb set.
Yeah, we're gonna keep the plus frame scenario. Wow, calls out the fireball. I think maybe Foxov thought he was going to retreat. We're gonna see one more bar. That should be it. Oh no.
Oh, he didn't get the dash forward, it's fine though.
There's the
it's not
2-4B.
I
It is definitely not fine.
I
So we're
did
gonna
not
see
think.
one bar.
Oh,
And now it's guess for round. Empty hop throw. Jeez.
oh god. Was that round start 2-1-4 a hold?
Yep, I believe so. Calling out a back or a dash block, maybe?
Oh, dropped.
Oh, that's a Fox Up special. Offensive, out forward JC to blow up your throw attack at 10.
Back into the corner.
Particularly good against stand attackers.
Ooh, dash block. Oh, no shield successful.
Oh,
The XDP blocks the overhead. 5B pressure. Oh my god.
no,
Wait.
yeah, no concentrate. So 6B actually steals a little bit of meter from the opponent. Funny jump here. Backstep? No. Challenges. Yeah, Gosuda, I think, understands that he has to do something soon. Oh no.
I stood up. So the mix up there with the 2-1-4 series being Londrekia has a low, and he has low, mid, and an overhead. But the overhead 2-1-4 so you have to charge, I believe. Is that correct?
Yeah, he has to charge that to be overhead. And to correct myself, because I saw somebody mention it in the chat, it steals grid, not meter, sorry. But that was a good shield on the overhead, making, I think, minus 10. So that was a guaranteed punish from Gosuda.
Whoops, that orb did not hit.
Yeah. Orb didn't fall.
Into the corner. Whew, because really, another thing I noticed about this character, his corner carry is massively strong.
Yeah. And he works really well in the corner too, so unfortunate drop.
Oh, got caught swinging during records. Good chase down with the jump forward. So he has to keep his turn. Oh my god.
Good tech though. He waits on the delay mash from Fox Up. No meter getting spent, surprisingly.
Alright, EX orbs.
We're cutting it up.
Ooh, delay throw.
The throw. So he's running, falls right on top of him. So that interplay is actually really scary because 214B I think might beat the jump, but the drift on JB allows Seth to still dodge various things. Good shield again. Now we got a strong start. Nice clear routing, and we're going to see some meter getting spent. Another typical setup, trying to do dash throw.
Oh my god, he recovers to shield the orb in time. Okay.
214B yet again. So we're in the corner. Yeah. Guaranteeing the cycle into a restand. I actually have not seen that until today.
Oh, 4CC blocks the overhead.
Yeah. So the 214B is supposed to make you whiff. It can force green shields out and also kind of wait, force you to hesitate. Good force function. Gosuda had the answer for that. Tried to go for the command grab.
He's not dead and he should... Actually, will he get the cycle?
Oh yeah, he's definitely... Oh, the back tick I think actually ended up getting it for Foxa. Jeez.
Yeah, normally in those situations you want a neutral tech so you can keep cycle and not lose grid, but I guess Gosuda would value his space more. Gets grid broken as well. In the corner. Hey, throw. Is that projectile always meaty?
I don't know if it's always meaty, but if you don't have CS, it's going to be difficult to reversal.
Corner. Gets the freeze. Oh boy.
Yeah, good block on the overhead. That setup is pretty scary. Gosuda, what are you going to do? The cycle is basically going to be yours, thrown back into the corner. You have one chance.
Let's see if Fox decides to bust out. Oh, wow. A 2B. Alright, CS again.
Good throw. Trying to assault for the cycle, but he gets thrown. And that ends game number 2.
I'm not sure if that was stand tech or OS.
Probably a stand tech. That was like offensive. That was like a moving throw. Maybe he car throwed?
I think so because I saw the C button there. I saw ADC, so I'll have to ask about that later.
Yeah.
Alright, Gosuda almost got a clean confirm.
Tried to have the orb protected. Oh my god, that still hit the dive! Thank you, Kamine, for blowing up dive on this version of the game. That definitely would have hit him in ST.
Oh yeah, that's true, because a lot of characters didn't have a way to stop dive property moves that consistently. Alright,
so had one of the best ones. Yeah, this pressure basically trying to get Gosuda to shield. Gosuda staying firm in his defense.
Except there, he gets tagged by 5A.
Yeah. So Foxa has talked about that in his own video, with a low and then pokes out, busts over the low mash there. But Foxa has kind of talked about that situation before. 214A is -2, but he can kind of space it to beat your retaliation.
I see.
So he'll just 5A the recovery of your own 5A. It's really difficult to deal with.
Ooh, that little shield almost got blown up, it's okay.
Tried to use the orb to TRM with him. Good shield, had to make it safe. Oh, fuzzy mash that time. So Gosuda, I think, is like 2 for 2 on successful mash the 214B with.
Oh, goes over the orb.
Fantastic hop.
Guess wrong on the Raka.
Yep. Hydro putting got him into trouble.
Nope.
Yep, CS. 214B whiff. Yeah, Trying to call out up back. Oh no! That stinks.
Oh, and just smash right after blocking the assault jump A. Orb still there.
Oh, Gosuda, what are you gonna do? We're going to smash 2C. Shoutouts to Ojito.
Orbs are coming. Oh, they're so late though. Oh!
There it is. Baited the force function. Foxa wanted to kind of make something happen at the end.
Right. Oh, Dexy.
Waited for it again. 214B. We mentioned that at the start of the cast. We're gonna see a lot of that.
You go sort of just smashing 5cc there.
Good shield. Ended up getting the cycle with the movement forward. Oh, but we are mashing. I don't care about your plus frames. Debuff. Yeah. Set it up. Fuzzy? No! With the side switch. I would have gotten hit by that.
It's so hard to see what's going on when he puts out the projectile and then does a freeze.
Okay, that orb set can't be right. I have to ask Gosuda what he's trying to do there. There's the dive though, beating the low.
So meter, yeah, there we go. Should be fine, like close to 5k?
Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
Okay, concentrate. No, he tried to move forward, but used the orb to throw. No CS on Foxov, and Gosuda puts himself on the board.
So the important thing, well, I kind of want to know about those orb sets too, because normally they should be like, after dives they should be DP attempts.
DP or blink, maybe, right?
Right, but maybe he has like some of the strategy we don't know about.
Nice tick throw. That was good shielding. So what are you gonna do? Yeah, Gosuda tried to shield for the cycle, but it didn't matter. A good life start for him, but Seth has low life, so it could go downhill pretty quickly.
Overhead block. Make it safe.
He's still trying to play for the cycle. Gosuda survives with a life lead, but he still has to escape the corner. Is he gonna get out? There we go.
Oh,
Air to air! What a fantastic call out from Foxov! Oh my god. See? No. Fuzzy? No.
trying to throw. Aye, 5cc. Ooh, doesn't get to confirm. Oh, it gets smashed on.
Oh no. Deep dash? Maybe he thought a shield was going to come out? I'm not entirely sure. Yeah, I'm going to steal your throw, but now Rising J air to air. And ST Sith classic that we're still going to see in this version of the game. I'd like to see Gosuda concentrate here.
Oh
he
my
tried to make a
god.
play on Assault and Rising JC air to air.
Doesn't block the overhead. Debuff. Freeze.
Yeah, add the damage. Oh, that was really cheap. So I know Foxlove likes to do the JC, J3B whiff, and if you shield the JC poorly, yeah, he's gonna die for this. If you shield the JC poorly, you still get grid crushed because the J3B whiffs and he lands in time. He can also do like a triple overhead too. Like you have to be very, very patient with that particular setup. And that instance where he did a late air assault was different than what I've seen him do in the past as well. JC endorphins.
Aye. Wait, he gets confirmed off second hit record?
Yeah, he sure does. Look at the damage on that too, almost 3,500.
Hey, footsies, 5C.
Oh, 5C214A, and we are starting on the lawn car again. Set up time. Good late tech.
CS after the projectile set. Oh my god.
He did 2C?
Yeah.
Oh my god. Foxo.
Another thing about Foxlove, a lot of people might not know, even though he plays Batista, or mains Batista, he's probably one of the more offensive players in general in terms of just like making something happen, because
I like to call him indulgent. He definitely loves to press buttons. He wants to take his turn. He does not want to wait on you if he doesn't have to. So what are you gonna do, Gosuda? You have the cycle, but you have to make a play with it.
Ooh. Blocks correctly. Hey, 2C after the last part of the Rekka.
Yep. That's 8 frames.
He's about to win the cycle, but
Never mind.
Doesn't block the VO.
Cross through. Oh, that was cheap. Very good tick throw. We're gonna wait. Yeah. Fuzzy.
Ugh.
Yeah, that was a good shield. Never mind, he lost the cycle. Foxa basically staying a step ahead of him at all points so far.
Overhead.
Walk.
Goes to blocks a 4CC. Hey.
So now he can make something happen.
Oh. It looked like Foxa was trying to buffer 214B, but he didn't get it that time.
Yep.
Alright. Goes to the spinning some early meter. Oh. Caught Foxa trying to stand up after delayed 2B after 2A. And then goes.
The Tech 2A, let's go. Delay Tech 2A, the classic. Unfortunately, another drop means that it's Foxub's time to shine yet again.
Oof. That's so much damage. Attack. Oh my god!
I'm going to throw your dash up. There it is. Fantastic shield.
Oh,
no! Oh no. Foxub is not going to drop this. That's going to be 4-1. This is potentially one of the worries about playing Seth. You know, you're on a razor thin line. So far, I think the damage differential has definitely been in Foxub's favor too. So any additional mistakes you make are going to come to bite you. I think Gosuda, without a couple drops, this would look like maybe a 3-2, 2-3 sort of scenario.
Alright. Gets the cycle, immediately spins it, gets a 2B counter in it. Should put Fox up into the corner with this confirm.
There it is. Concentrate.
Sets more bell.
Yeah. Do not care about your air movement. I'm going to 2-1-4X because I'm on Drakeo.
Spins the meter. Set up. And a throw. Still keeps his turn though. And he's about to win the cycle again too if Gosuda does not commit to a...
Yeah, that was that space 2-1-4A that we talked about before. So Seth's getting out, but again, you have to make something happen. So far, he has been unsuccessful with that. I think this might kill if he decides to spin it. Yeah. Seth hell. This is going to be kind of close. Yeah, there it is. Maybe he landed in time. Oh, plus frames. That was
probably caught him trying to dash block. Overhead.
Oh, there it is that time. Low crush attempt. Now Gosuda is definitely on the ropes here. Walk up throw. Okay, so Foxub is in his head at this point, I think.
Ooh, that shield's really scary. Low Rekka. Yes.
What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do, Gosuda? You have all of these resources.
Oh no, he's
walk up 5-8. Oh my goodness.
Alright, last chance here.
The game, potentially. It's gonna try to force the CS out of him.
Oh my god.
Yeah. So I think this I kind of talk about this with some friends when I talk about uni. There are so many situations where like little things like that go wrong in Undernight come back to bite you as the set goes on. You know, as other players get more comfortable with the grid cycle and things like that, like look at all of the resources in this replay that Gosuda has. And it's like, it feels like he still can't do anything. He's shielding. You know, maybe he wanted to 180 AD to, you know, late CS to make something happen. But, you know, the fear and maybe some of the mistakes were kicking in, and, you know, Foxlove just kind of manipulated him at that point.
Right, because there's also, you saw a couple of times where Foxlove would get he would get a successful block string series after he spent some meter, got a knockdown, and then he would just space out for 2B, 5B, 5C range. And Gosuda was just like, I don't want to have to run into that again. But he didn't want to commit to jumping forward or up either, because the 214B series would catch him in the air and just, murder him and put him back in the same situation again.
I mean, we saw it earlier too. I think that Gosuda had some really good answers to like 214B. You could tell that he was being very mindful of that. He was trying to like dive in situations that weren't threatened by the 214X series. He was like using his drift to kind of bonk Land on the top of the head if he happened to get over top of him.
Right.
But really, I think like if there are three things that I really observed, it's he wasn't really able to turn those situations where he won neutral into strong enough advantage points. Two, obviously, is like the drops, right? And three, you could tell that like as a combination of the previous two, he was like losing confidence. So even when he had those advantages, like he had corner pressure with CS and things like that, I think maybe what he was layering was like too honest. Like when I watched him set up Orb with his knockdown in meter and things like that, I felt like Foxov didn't perceive a threat really from that scenario. And I wonder what it is that Gosuda needed to do to enforce him to want to do something else.
I would personally say it was just whenever he would pick an option, it seemed to be the wrong one, and Gosuda would just be like, all right, I'm just not going to do that anymore. Or he would just say, okay, I'm going to give this up, and you can do what you want. I'll get my space back eventually. When if you're too slow, maybe eventually never comes, or it happens and you're like, wait, I missed it. And you're just like, all right, I'll get it back again. When you can't really rely on that consistently, you kind of just need to, you do have to press buttons. You do have to take a risk in Uni, because Uni is a defensive game for the most part, but then there are times where it's like, all right, even though you have this, you still need to do something. You're given these things, you need to make something happen.
Yeah, I think that's like the really scary thing about playing against Fox too. That situation where like, okay, you're in the scenario we're in the corner, right? Land pushes himself out with like 5 BB and like uses he has a like pretty strong walk back, like pretty fast walk back speed, kind of like Byakuya. So it's like he's trying to coax you into like busting out with certain options and certain normals. But like with Seth, in comparison to maybe some of the other characters, he's got really, really stubby normals. So it's like you saw him, you saw Gosuda even at the last kind of juncture there. He was like, all right, do I think he's going to come in? I'm trying to press a button. And he 2B'd nothing. And Foxo just kind of casually walked up to him after that. It's like, okay, you whiffed and it didn't work. So now what are you going to do? You're going to die. That's what ended up happening, unfortunately. So maybe Gosu will go back into the lab and, come together with another strategy for Foxov in the future. I think what he was doing worked pretty well, but just ended up not really paying off.
What was it? You said Burr? Yeah. What? No, I don't have anything chill other than everyone make sure you keep supporting people who run exhibitions, run tournaments for the games you play, because you never know when they'll just say like, oh, no one's here to like support or spread word, then they'll stop doing it. Then all of a sudden it's like, oh, what happened to this exhibition series? Well, you didn't do your job properly, or other people weren't helping you, so now you got nothing. So you don't want that to be something that happens in the future. You want to make sure that everyone understands, if you want stuff like this to keep happening, let people know that like, hey, I think this player is a good player, up and coming, or this tournament series is pretty good. Guys, you need to go out there and support. So
yeah, vocal support is definitely an important part of keeping everyone invested, I would say.
Right. Because it's not, we don't have offline tournaments as of right now. So all you honestly have to do is make sure you have free time set aside and working internet. Honestly, that's it.
Yep. So this is supposed to be a monthly series. We will be looking to get more players involved. So if you're interested in playing some exhibitions, you like to show your stuff, please let us know. I know I have a general mind for selecting players and stuff like that. Like I tend to like watching X player play Y player or whatever. But if you also have that interest, I mean, I'm sure you can at Pange Bataille. We have a fantastic Twitter account now. You've seen some of our branding items. If you're interested, hit them up. Hit us up, and hopefully we get to showcase you. This will be something that happens every month. I think we kind of hit the quota for May. This is May 1st. So I would have to imagine you would see us in June next time. Aside from that, I don't have a whole lot of things to shill, but I have like 2 things to shill. The first thing that I'm going to shill is Low Kick Online. Yes, that's this coming Tuesday. Gosuda and I will be back at it commentating fantastic Midwest talent. So I hope if you are interested in watching more Under Night to tune that in. The other thing too is Clearlamp is actually hosting the 2nd annual Clearlamp Cup. He held an online tournament last year on PS4, but if you follow him on Twitter or maybe you've been watching his YouTube uploads, he's actually been on the Steam version more frequently. So here are some details for that. Kind of an interesting note is there's a budding Korean scene that's been playing. If you've seen like Guri Guri or things like that, they have around like 30 or so players that are being grown, basically. But Guri Guri and I think maybe 1 or 2 other Korean players are going to play in that event as well on Steam. So if you'd like to see that, or you'd like to see some of your favorite Japanese players play, please tune into Clearlamp's tournament. I believe it will be tomorrow morning for us. So look forward to that. I guess finally, I would like to shout out my sponsor as per usual, Sugoi Factory. And shout out the Midwest scene. Love you guys. Love the uni scene. And that's it from me.
I don't have anything else to say other than thank you for watching, and I hope to see you next month.